Allow me. Hey! Come. Stop. Face the window. Now, bend down and touch your toes.
Huh?
Bend over. Thank you.
Sometimes I wonder why I don't play more skill-based games. And then I play a game like this one, Hellish Quart, and I instantly remember why. For as badly as I want to be like Zorro or a Musketeer, I am just beautifully inept at this video game. Hellish Quart is, for all intents and purposes, a fencing simulator. It is really, really in-depth, not the easiest to pick up, but with that said, it is also extremely rewarding. Although my experience wasn't always successful, and by that I mean 99% of the time. Oh, that's unfortunate. Golly, come on. Oh, ooh. That double should go in my favor, right? I lose. Okay. If you were to sink the amount of time you need to sink into this game to get pretty decent at it, I think you would agree with me in saying there probably isn't a more in-depth fencing video game on the market. This game is swordsmanship incarnate. Every little movement, every little thought, it makes you face the consequences of your actions. You know, if you try to be too aggressive at the gate, it super easily will punish you for that kind of thing. God. Oh. Or if you're too timid, right, and let your opponent get the advantage on you in positioning, then you're also cooked. A menace. I'm here for it. Okay, there goes my leg. Okay, I am dead. There's lots of emphasis on history and the actual art of fencing itself. This feels very much like an educational model to teach you the basics of fencing. That's an awesome thing to have. I mean, it also plays as a fun video game, but it very much shines in the sense that you can learn and glean a lot of good information from, and the research and passion, it's all clearly there to see.
To teraz masz nowy rozkaz. Przepuść...
Wait, guns? Oh, dang! We're sliming them out! We're sliming them out! Oh, man, this is intense. There really is no perfect answer. You just have to understand spacing, weapons, swordplay, and also, depending on the character you're playing, their fighting style. When I first played this game, it was a long time ago. And when I played it, it was much different than it is today. Coming back and revisiting it for this video, it certainly has seen, let's just say, a very impressive facelift. It went from being more of a, you know, Street Fighter, Tekken kind of experience almost, where the fencing mechanics were baked in already and were fully fleshed out, but all the other features in this game that exist today were not there. Whoa, this is a whole thing. Okay, so this is nice. It's like a whole interactable story. Before it was much more on the vein of like a Mortal Kombat or a Street Fighter, where the story would play out, but there was no interactable like this, like walking around. It was all just after the fights. After you win a fight, you saw a little cutscene. After another fight, you know. So yeah, this is really cool to see. This is very different than the last time I played this game. There are many different modes in this game. One of the big ones, though, is the story mode. Story mode didn't exist when I first played this game. When I first played it, you could play like this little arcade mode, and then you would go through kind of like in Mortal Kombat, where you would tournament system, and then you would reach the final boss, and if you beat them, you would get some kind of unlock or whatever. But it was the same boss every time, no matter which character you went into it with, it was the same boss. I booted up story mode, wanting to see what that was like now. When they said story mode, they meant story mode. This is a fully fleshed out story with its own narrative, proper voice acting, a little bit of open world exploration, which is insane. Again, this was like a Street Fighter game, and it had this other aspect to it that I just wasn't expecting. What the heck? We got horses now? Guys. My guys. My guys. This is so different. This is so different. I couldn't even tell you. I don't even recognize this game. But it did it really well. Like it really surprised me. At one point I was, sparring with this guy, and then the next I'm riding a horse through a forest. It was insanely full of depth. The fighting system, though, remains pretty much the same, and that's not a negative at all. I'm sure they've made lots of changes that a layman like me wouldn't be able to see off the top, but I think they had it right in the first place. I mean, there really is no substitute for the fencing mechanics in this game. I really think that they hit that one on the head, but the fact that they're doing all this other stuff and doing it so well too is really, really surprising. The story takes you to meet different characters, have different fights on different maps. There's even a whole Ghost of Tsushima-esque, training system where you can cut watermelon, kind of like bamboo. I see. Okay. I see what's going on here. So you press your attack button, and then you... Man, I'm dumb. And, I mean, it is, for lack of a better word, just impressive. I mean, there's so many cinematics, and a lot of cinematics, a lot of genuine voice acting. I'm singing the praises of the story mode and everything, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like that wasn't the hardest hour of my life. Please tell me. Yes, I'm gonna fight this guy with a broom. Yes. This has gone peak already. There's no way I'm dueling this man with a broom. Actually, there is a way. When there's a will, there's a way. And he won. I can't even win against a drunk guy with a broom. God. Since I spent the majority of my time on the story, let me just finish by saying, it was a good story. I was a little hooked. And again, imagine my surprise when I booted up this fighting game thinking, hey, this would be a cool time to show off this neat little fencing game. And here I am with a full-fledged story to have to unpack. I was not expecting that in the least. But I'm happy for it. The story is going to expand. It's not complete yet. This is an early access game. But if this is how much they've done in the time that I've took a break from this game, I wouldn't hedge my bets on anything. They really are capable of anything if they're capable of making this much progress in what feels like to be such little time.
Będzie nam miło. Wolę panny niebojowe, takie co to wyszywają i tkają zamiast nosić szable.
Nawet nie wiesz, co z tobą zrobię! Szelmo plugawcze! Muści dydyński! Lepiej by było mieć infamię na sobie, niż narazić się na mój gniew!
Wait, did she just take that single shot and leave? They're breaking in from the back. Throw them out. Brother. I don't know what I'm doing here. Aside from that, though, there is the other modes, which is have the typical arcade mode versus the CPU, which, like I said before, it was what was in place before the story became what it is. You go through the little tournament and then you fight the big boss guy at the end, and you can go through it with all the different characters, and if you do that, you unlock the currency, which in turn helps you get other unlockables. It seemed like there were a ton of challenges you could do to get all these secret unlocks and stuff. CPU mode, there's player versus player, I think local player versus player. This thing has controller support, which is insane. You could play this like on your couch with a buddy. It's a wild game. I was not expecting, when you play these types of games, you go into it with a certain expectation that it might have like the realist simulation when it comes to the fighting or whatever, or it might have the most sophisticated systems in it or game mechanics in it, but you don't expect a level of polish that you would see for other less in-depth games, right? You would see that level of polish in like a AAA mainstream title, but they're really going for it here, and more power to them. It's really working out pretty well. I'm sure there's plenty that I missed, but from what I can see, it is insanely in-depth. I mean, just to give you some perspective, in what fighting game, right, do you unlock a map, but then within that map you can customize it with, I guess, like stage dressing? Whoa, what the hell? It really is in a league of its own, in the sense that I don't see any other games trying to do something like that. Listen, if you like historical games, you'll like this game. If you like fighting games, you might like this game. But if you're a fan of fencing, you'll definitely like this game. And if you're just a fan of insane stories, varied characters from drunk monks to, hussars, it looks like, and then typical fencers like musketeer, Zorro types. There's so much there. I think it's a fairly priced game, and I think it's only going to get better. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking it. If you would like to see more, consider subscribing. If you disliked it, like it anyways, or I will have to give you the old knee swiper switcheroo that I pulled on so many unsuspecting victims of this game. But either way, thank you for your time. I've been Rinsler. Peace.